Hello everyone, I'm Oro. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to talk about the differences between weight loss and fat loss. If you were to think mathematically in terms of set theory, fat loss is a typical subset of weight loss. That's it, a one-line answer. When we think about weight loss, there are three factors that come into picture. The first one is water loss, second fat loss, third muscle loss. Whenever we begin our transformation journey, the first 2 weeks are typically rewarding because water weight or a lot of water loss happens. That's why my bros ketos and LCDs are famous exorbitantly in my country, because they are facilitators of all this. I'll explain in a later video. Bye. Let's throw water loss out of the equation. Let's talk about fat loss. 1 gram of fat requires 9 calories. So 1 kg of fat equals 1000 grams equals 9000 calories. So we need to throw out 9000 calories from our body if we were to lose 1 kg of fat. Now, you will see a lot of people talking about losing 24 kgs, 25 kgs. I myself have lost about 27 kgs in 10 months. It's okay, no big deal. I've been doing this for a long time now, so I keep on telling that your body is a one-time thing. So you have to understand it, that's all. Let's think this all 10 kg, 13 kg. Is it really all fat loss? Absolutely not. So after water loss is taken out of the equation, your body has to choose between fat loss or muscle loss. Now if you know, you know. If you don't know, today I'll tell you a great thing wherein you might have a eureka moment of such. Whenever it comes to choose between fat or muscle, body will always choose losing muscle first. Because muscle is a typically active tissue and body does not like holding on to itself. So in order to force the body to lose fat, what do we have to do? We have to perform strength training, number 1. Number 2, protein content should be optimal. Whenever we think about that, typically I believe 1.8 gram per kg is recommended these days for strength training guys. Normal RDA is 0.8 gram per kg. You can have protein anytime you want, any number of meals you want. Just make sure that you are hitting an optimal amount of protein, otherwise chances of muscle loss are maximum. I'll give you my example. I have 2 videos. The first one, I'm benching 100 kg for 17 reps. I was 96 kg at that time. It was my 24th birthday. I went to a gym because bodybuilding is all about sacrifices and we don't party, or I don't have a social life. I never did. Now it is not possible because of lockdown. So I went to a gym and I did AMRAPs on 100 kg bench press. I got 17 reps. The next video is about me benching same 100 kg about 2 weeks ago. I got 13 reps. And my body weight was 82 kg at that time. So I lost about 14 kgs, I believe. My absolute strength has gone down, of course, but my relative strength is up. Well, let's talk about muscles. Contrary to popular beliefs, muscles are not meant to be flexed. Of course, you can flex them, but their primary job is to produce force. We all know about Newton's first law, F equal to ma, mass into acceleration, force, right? So this mass, or can be roughly said as muscle mass, the more the muscle mass, more force will be produced. So naturally, if you are a fat guy and you know a lot about training and nutrition, it's expected that you have a little bit of muscle mass. So you find athletes typically gaining a lot of strength during their bulking or massing phase. If you do that, I did a very aggressive cut cycle, or I started cutting down very fast. I would have lost an exorbitant amount of muscle mass, so my strength would have gone down. The reason why I was able to maintain my strength was because I was able to hold on to a lot of muscle mass. This is not the end goal, or this is not the end reason. Of course, my exercise program had to play a key role. Periodization is the answer to every exercise science related question that every one of us knows. But holding on to a lot of muscle mass helped me generate that force that I was generating back when I was 14 kgs higher. This shows that I did a successful cut. This is how you approach the quintessential difference between weight loss and fat loss. So I hope this video has been useful. If you people do not understand, please feel free to ask me any questions. If I start talking about the general population related curriculum, I can cover it up within 7 days. That's how simple fitness is. Once I do that, I don't think you will need any sort of guidance. It's not required, because I'll explain everything in such a rudimentary way that you'd be like, seriously. Lastly, this is a small request from my side. Consider buying peanut butter in my country. Please understand that it's a good fat source. Fats typically have a larger amount of calories. So do you think it will be useful if you are cutting down? Absolutely not. Instead of peanut butter, you can always choose PB2, which is not available in our country that easily. So if you are an entrepreneur and if you are watching this, it's a great idea. You can try it, absolutely. PB2s have much greater ratio of protein than the normal peanut butter. That's it, that simple. I hope all of you have a good time. See you soon. Bye bye.